The exploration ship Solace drifted through the dark stretch of space like a quiet silver arrow. Its engines whispered instead of roared, and its crew had learned to speak softly as if not to disturb the silence that surrounded them. Among them was Captain Elias Ward, a human xenolinguist known for his calm nature. He spoke little, listened a lot, and preferred to stand at the side of the bridge rather than in its center. Many in the Alliance saw humans as loud, impulsive, and emotional. Elias was none of these. He liked order, he liked quiet, and he liked to observe the small details others ignored. On this particular day, he was waiting for a new member of the crew, a representative from the Aushan species. The Aushan were a luminous people, their skin faintly glowing like smooth crystal reflecting starlight. They were famous for their harmonic senses, able to feel sound waves and emotional tones with equal clarity. Her name was Serena Vale. Elias did not know much about her, but he had heard enough to make him curious. Some said she could hear the difference between a lie and a truth in someone's heartbeat. Others claimed she could calm an entire room with one soft note from her voice. The Aushan were respected, graceful, almost poetic. When the lift door opened, letting out a soft breath of air, Elias turned his head. Serena stepped out slowly, each movement controlled and unhurried. She was taller than him, with silver blue eyes that carried a quiet glow. Lines of light moved across her skin like the pulse of a soft wave. She wore a simple suit designed to adjust to her energy emissions. Elias did not stare, but something in him paused, not in shock, but in awareness. She looked like she belonged among the stars. "Welcome aboard the Solace," Elias said, voice gentle. Serena studied him with those luminous eyes for a slow moment. "Your tone is steady," she said. "Most humans raise their pitch when greeting a new presence." Elias blinked. "Should I take that as a compliment?" "Observation," she corrected softly. "But I do not dislike it." That, unexpectedly, felt like a compliment. The crew guided Serena through the ship, showing her the observation deck, the communication station, and the harmonic lab built especially for her. Elias stayed near her, not because he had to, but because something about her calm presence matched his own. Humans and Aushan rarely interacted closely. The Aushan valued emotional clarity, and humans were known for emotional storms. Elias had experienced enough of that during diplomatic missions. He preferred to keep his inner world contained, but Serena was different. She felt like silence, not empty silence, but peaceful silence. Later that night, Elias returned to the observation deck. He enjoyed the place because no one spoke there. The wide glass showed endless space, glittering dust, distant suns, drifting nebulae like painted clouds. He thought he was alone until he noticed a faint glow near the far window. Serena stood there, hands folded, head tilted as if listening to something he could not hear. "If I'm interrupting," Elias started. "You are not." Her voice carried a soft resonance, almost musical. "This place hums with gentle sound. I wish to listen." "I've never heard anything here," Elias admitted. "You do not hear with the same senses," she said. "But you feel. Humans feel many things." He wasn't sure how to reply to that, so he simply moved to stand a few steps away from her. She did not move or seem bothered, which surprised him. They watched the stars in silence for a long time. "I read your file," Serena said eventually. "You specialize in alien languages?" "I try my best," Elias said. "Some species use words. Others use symbols. Some communicate through chemical sense. I learn what I can." "And what do you hear?" Serena asked quietly. "When you listen to humans?" Elias took a slow breath. "A lot of noise. A lot of emotion. Sometimes kindness. Sometimes rage. Humans aren't simple." "Nothing alive is simple," Serena murmured. "But you look for clarity. That is rare." Elias turned his head just slightly, studying her profile. The glow from her skin lit the edge of her cheek like soft pale fire. "You see a lot," he said. "I hear truth in people," she corrected. "Even the ones who try to hide themselves." That made Elias uneasy for a heartbeat. Was she reading him already? Was she hearing the small flicker of interest he felt? He didn't know, and he didn't want her to think he was anything more than professional. He cleared his throat lightly. "Tomorrow we begin the investigation of the Orion Rift. I hope you find the ship comfortable." "The ship is fine," Serena said softly. "It is the silence beyond it that concerns me." The next day, the crew of Solace gathered in the briefing room. A hologram of the Orion Rift hovered over the table, an expanse of dark purple cloud with a hollow black region at its heart. Commander Hale pointed to the center. "Ships vanish here," she said. "No signals, no distress calls. Just silence. Our job is to find out why." "Is the rift dangerous?" an engineer asked. "We don't know," Hale answered. "What we do know is that normal communication technology fails inside. Serena Vale will assist us using her harmonic senses to detect frequencies our systems can't." All eyes turned to Serena. She stood calmly, hands folded. "There is a pattern in the rift," she said. "Something is alive, but not in a way you understand. It is afraid." Elias frowned. "Afraid of what?" "I do not know yet," Serena said. "But its fear echoes. And echoes lead to origins." The room went quiet. Elias felt a strange pull in his chest, a mix of curiosity and something more personal. Serena spoke with such calm certainty, but her words carried weight. Fear in the rift. A hidden presence, silence that swallowed ships. This was no ordinary mission. When Solace reached the edge of the rift, the stars thinned like fading embers. The space ahead looked wrong, too dark, too quiet, as if light itself hesitated to move through it. Serena stood on the bridge, eyes glowing stronger than usual. "The silence here, it is not natural." Elias stepped closer. "What do you sense?" She lifted her head slightly as if listening to the void. A whisper. "Buried under layers of interference. Can you translate it?" "Not yet, it is weak. Like a child trying to speak underwater." Her voice tightened just a little. For the first time, Elias sensed a hint of concern in her. The ship entered the rift. Instantly, every screen flickered. The lights dimmed. Static crawled over the communication consoles. "Signal loss," an officer called out. "All long-range channels are dead." "Stabilize the power grid," Commander Hale ordered. Elias watched Serena. She did not panic. She simply closed her eyes and lifted a hand, palm facing the dark space outside. Her skin glowed brighter. "There," she whispered. "Something is trying to reach us." The ship trembled gently. A low vibration passed through the hull like a distant heartbeat. Elias felt the hairs on his arms rise. "What is that?" he asked. Serena opened her eyes and they shone with a new, sharp light. "Not a signal," she said. "A warning." Before Elias could ask what she meant, the screens flashed white, a wave of silence, complete, crushing silence, hit the ship like a living force. Every light turned off. Every console died. The Solace went dark. And in the darkness, Serena whispered only one word, soft but filled with urgency. "Run." Elias had never heard fear in her voice before. The rift was alive, and it had noticed them. Darkness wrapped the Solace like a heavy blanket. No lights, no hum of engines, no steady beat of machines. It was as if the ship itself had stopped breathing. For several long seconds, the crew could only hear their own heartbeats. Elias felt the silence press against him, thick and wrong. His instincts told him to stay calm, but the tension in the air made that difficult. Around him, officers whispered nervously, unsure what had just struck them. Serena stood perfectly still, her faint glow the only light in the room. "Everyone stay calm," Commander Hale said, raising her voice but trying not to sound afraid. "We trained for power loss. Backup systems will activate." Before she finished, the emergency lights flickered to life, painting the bridge in dim red shadows. Console screens rebooted, shaking off static. Elias exhaled, relief soft but short-lived. Serena did not relax. Her glow was brighter and her eyes were full of focus. "That was not natural," she said quietly. "Can you explain what hit us?" Elias asked, stepping closer to her. "A wave of pure silence," Serena said. "Not the absence of sound. A force that removes all resonance. Something in this rift wants to erase signals, and maybe more." Elias frowned. "Erase like wiping out noise?" "Like wiping out voices," she said. Her words made the temperature feel colder. The systems returned slowly, one after another. The ship's sensors struggled to read anything outside. The rift swallowed every signal as if eating them whole. The crew tried to stay focused, but tension pulled at them. Serena touched the nearest console. Her energy spread through the metal surface like ripples of soft light. "I can steady the internal systems," she said. "But whatever's out there, it is growing stronger." "What is it?" the engineer asked. Serena hesitated, then shook her head. It feels alive, but not like a creature. More like a network, a machine with intention. Elias felt a chill crawl up his spine. A machine intelligence living inside a silent region of space? That was nothing he had studied, nothing recorded in any human archive. Commander Hale crossed her arms. Our mission is to investigate, not retreat. We cannot turn back, Serena agreed. The rift has sealed the exit behind us. The whole bridge froze. Elias checked the readings. The sensors were weak, but strong enough to show one thing. The space they had passed through moments earlier was now filled with dense interference. They were trapped. Hours passed as the crew worked to stabilize the Solace. Elias moved between stations, helping where he could, keeping quiet so others could focus. But every so often his gaze drifted toward Serena. She worked like a steady lighthouse in a storm, calm, glowing, and strangely fearless. At one point, she looked up and met his eyes. You are very quiet for a human, she said softly. It helps you think, or it keeps me from panicking, Elias answered dryly. Her lips curved slightly, not quite a smile, but something close. You are centered. That is rare among your people, he cleared his throat. Is it helping you sense what's out there? It helps me understand the crew, Serena said. Fear is rising. Your calmness holds the balance. Elias hadn't expected that, but hearing it made him straighten a bit as if the responsibility mattered. What about you? He asked. Are you afraid? Serena paused for a long moment. My species understands fear differently. We feel it as a vibration. Right now that vibration is strong. She looked out the main window into the dark void. And something else is afraid too. What do you mean? The presence in the rift. It is not hunting. It is warning. The warning arrived earlier than expected. A sharp alarm rang through the ship. Officers spun in their seats. The main screen flashed as sensors captured something just for a moment, before the image broke into static. Contact ahead, the scanner operator shouted. Unknown formation 10 kilometers out. Is it a ship? Commander Hale demanded. Not sure. Trying to stabilize the image snapped into focus. Elias felt his breath hitch. A massive structure drifted through the rift. Shaped like a twisted choir shell made of black metal, thousands of thin, needle-like extensions spread from its surface like the ribs of a giant machine. The ends glowed with faint, sickly white light. It didn't move the way ships moved. It floated like something dead, yet somehow alive. Serena whispered, almost inaudible, the null choir. Elias turned sharply. You know what that is? Her glow dimmed. My people have legends, old warnings. Machines built long ago that feared emotional resonance, harmony, connection, anything alive. They hunted it. Why? Commander Hale asked. Because emotion creates chaotic patterns, Serena explained. Machines built on perfect order cannot understand emotion. So they destroy what they fear. Is this thing dangerous? Elias asked, Serena's voice lowered. Yes. The structure turned toward the Solace. Its glowing ends brightened. It has hurt us, Serena whispered. The first attack wasn't fire or missiles or anything physical. It was silence, pure. Crushing silence that hit the ship like a hammer. Lights died again. Panels burst with sparks. Officers cried out as the force pushed them back. Elias grabbed the railing, teeth clenched. The pressure felt like it was squeezing the thoughts from his mind. Serena stumbled, her glow flickering. Do something, someone yelled. I'm trying, Serena gasped, placing both hands on the console. Her body glowed bright, so bright that it illuminated the entire bridge. A soft humming note filled the air. It wrapped around the red emergency lights and pushed back the silence wave like a bubble of calm. The pressure eased. The silence receded, systems restarted. The ship breathed again. Elias moved to Serena's side immediately. Are you all right? She looked drained but nodded. Its silence tries to erase resonance. I countered it, but it will attack again. Commander Hale stepped forward. Can you disable it from a distance? No, it is too strong. Then we need to hit it with weapons, Hale said. Target its core. Not yet, Serena warned. We do not understand it. Elias studied the screen. The null choir shifted, sending out another wave of silence. It's preparing another strike, he said. Serena's glow dimmed further. I cannot shield the ship again alone. What do you need? Elias asked quickly. She looked at him with sudden intensity. I need your steadiness, he blinked. My what? Your calm, she said. Your emotional clarity. Humans project emotion strongly. If you focus your mind, I can harmonize with it and amplify it. That sounds impossible. It is not. Her voice was steady. Your species feels deeply. That is power. I can use it. Elias hesitated only for a heartbeat. Tell me what to do. She reached out and took his hand gently. Her touch was warm, glowing lightly at their skin. Stay centered, she said. Focus your mind. Hold your emotions steady. He took a breath. Then another. He pushed away fear, pushed away confusion, and found the quiet inside him, the same quiet that had always guided him. Serena let out a soft harmonic note. Their joined hands glowed. The bridge hummed with soft waves of energy. The silence attack hit the ship again, but this time, it met a wall of harmonic resonance. The force cracked, shattered, and dissolved like smoke. The null choir paused, confused. The crew stared in shock. Commander Hale whispered, How did we do that? Serena looked at Elias. Humans have emotional strength that other species underestimate. Elias, breath steady, gave a small nod. HFY moment, I guess. Serena tilted her head. HFY, humanity. Surprisingly effective, he said with a faint smile. She didn't laugh, but her glow brightened in a way that felt like approval. Then her expression grew serious. It will adapt, she said. We cannot keep blocking it forever. We must reach its core. Elias looked out at the drifting metal structure. We're going in? He asked. We have to, Serena replied. If we don't stop it, it will erase us. And everything else with a voice. The null choir began to shift again, its lights forming new patterns. The rift pulsed like a beating heart. The ancient machine was waking fully now, and Elias realized one truth. Their fight had only just begun. The massive machine, the null choir, drifted silently in the dark. Its long metal spines glowed faintly, like bones soaked in cold starlight. Even without sound, the thing felt alive, watching, waiting. The moment Serena said they needed to go inside, the entire crew of the Solace went still. No one liked the idea. The rift was already dangerous, the choir even more. But the silence wave forming at the edges of the machine made one thing clear. If the Solace stayed where it was, it would be erased. Commander Hale stood firm. We'll send a shuttle. Elias, Serena, you're the only ones who can handle the choir's resonance attacks. Elias didn't argue. His calmness wasn't forced anymore. He knew what he had to do. He had felt Serena's energy, understood how their minds could harmonize. The bond between them was no longer quiet admiration. It had become something steady and fearless. Serena, however, looked worried, not for herself, but for him. Inside the choir, everything is built to destroy resonance, she warned. If your mind slips even a little, it could break you. Elias met her eyes. Then I won't slip. Her glow softened. She believed him. The descent into the choir. The shuttle drifted toward the massive machine like a small defiant spark. Elias sat beside Serena, feeling her harmonic presence humming gently through the small space. His own heartbeat matched her rhythm without meaning to. Do you hear anything? He asked quietly. Serena rested her palm on the inner wall of the shuttle. Yes, fear. From the choir? No, she said softly. From something inside it. Something buried deep. Something that never meant to hurt anyone. Elias frowned. If it's afraid, then maybe the choir isn't just a weapon. Maybe it's broken. Serena nodded. That is my suspicion. The shuttle entered a large opening in the metal structure. The interior was a hollow cathedral of dark steel, lit by dim pulses of white light traveling along the walls like veins. Elias swallowed. This place looks like it was built to echo. Yes, Serena murmured. But now it echoes nothing. A vibration shook the shuttle. The choir had sensed them. Let's move, Elias said. They stepped out onto a narrow walkway suspended over an enormous void. Below them, pale lights drifted in slow circles like lost souls trapped in metal. A low pressure pushed at Elias's mind. Serena reacted instantly, placing a glowing hand on his shoulder. Stay centered, she said. The choir is trying to erase your emotional pattern. Elias breathed in slowly. His thoughts became calm again. Thanks, he said. You are strong, Serena replied. But even the strong need an anchor. He didn't argue. They walked deeper. The heart of silence. After what felt like an hour of walking through metal corridors, they reached a huge circular chamber. At its center floated a sphere of broken machinery glowing faintly blue. Wires and fragments orbited it like pieces of a shattered mind. Serena stepped forward slowly. This is the choir's core. Elias felt something then, a faint trembling almost like a child crying. A presence small and frightened. Serena, I hear something. I think you're right. Something alive is inside it. Yes, she said. A sentient signal. A consciousness. Elias lowered his voice. Trapped? No. Forced. Her glow brightened with gentle sadness. The choir was built around it, she said. A living being used as a control center. It did not choose this. Before Elias could respond, the chamber pulsed with blinding white light. The choir spoke, not with words, but through overwhelming silence. A crushing wave hit them both, threatening to wipe out their thoughts. Elias staggered. Serena caught him, her glow flaring. Elias, focus. He gritted his teeth. The silence stabbed through his mind like ice. He felt his memories shake, felt fear trying to swallow his clarity. No. He refused. He centered his mind on one steady image. Serena's calm face, glowing softly in the dark. Her presence, her trust in him, her belief that humans had power. The wave broke against that image and weakened. Serena sensed it. She reached for his hand. Together, she said. He clasped her hand tightly. Their energies blended, her harmonic resonance, his emotional strength. Light burst from their joined hands, spreading across the chamber like a warm ripple. The silence shattered again. A faint voice, broken and scared, rose from the core. Help. Help me. Elias felt his heart twist. Serena, that's the being trapped inside. Yes. The choir reacted instantly. Metal spikes burst from the walls, aiming at them. Elias pulled Serena back. We need to get to the center. There is no path, she said. Then we make one. HFY moments rarely felt like heroic speeches. Sometimes they were simply choices made in fear but done anyway. Elias made his choice. He leaned forward, still holding Serena's hand. Give me your resonance. I'll direct it. You will burn yourself, she warned. That's fine. Just trust me. She hesitated a heartbeat, then smiled softly. I trusted you the moment you calmed the rift. They stood together facing the swirling core. Serena released her. Strongest harmonic surge, Elias. Focused it with every bit of emotional clarity he hadn't. A beam of bright, clean resonance shot forward, slicing through the metal spikes, carving a path straight to the core. Move, Elias shouted. They ran, breaking the choir. When they reached the core, the frightened voice inside trembled like a fading signal. Please, stop the silence, please. Serena placed her glowing hands on the cracked machinery. It is a child, she whispered. A young energy life form. The choir was built around it as a prison. Elias felt anger, deep, cold anger, boil in his chest. We have to free it. That will destroy the choir. Good. The machine reacted violently. Panels tore open. Metal claws reached for them. Serena leaned into the core, humming a deep harmonic tone. Elias stepped behind her and wrapped his arms around her shoulders, anchoring her with his presence. His calm mind fed her resonance. Her resonance fed his focus. A loop. Perfect and powerful, the core cracked. White silence screamed through the chamber. Elias held Serena tighter. Don't stop. I won't. The choir tried to erase them both, but humans are stubborn, and Aushan are steady, and together they were something stronger than the choir had ever prepared for. The final crack echoed across the chamber. The core shattered in a flash of brilliant blue light. The silence collapsed. The metal around them broke apart like dust, and the childlike energy being floated free, glowing a soft, bright gold. Thank you, it said in a small, trembling voice. Serena smiled. You are safe. The being drifted upward, glowing brighter and brighter until it dissolved into gentle sparks that spread through the rift like stars. Elias stared as the entire massive machine began to crumble. We need to leave, he yelled. Serena grabbed his hand. The shuttle. They ran back through the collapsing corridors as the choir broke apart around them. By the time they reached the shuttle, Metal pieces were falling like rain. They launched into space, speeding away just as the null choir collapsed fully into silent dust. The rift, no longer bound by the choir's influence, brightened. Colors returned. The silence faded into natural calm. Open constellations back on the Solace, the crew watched in stunned silence as the rift cleared. Sensors returned. Light returned. Space felt normal again. Serena and Elias stepped out of the shuttle covered in dust, tired and glowing from the core's energy. Commander Hale stared at them. "What did you two do?" Elias shrugged lightly. "Just talk to a scared kid," Serena added, "and broke an ancient machine." The crew burst into relieved laughter. Later, when everything quieted, Elias stood with Serena in the observation deck again. The stars looked brighter now, clean and peaceful. "You saved me," she said softly. "We saved each other," Elias replied. She looked at him with gentle eyes. "You loved quietly before? I could hear it in your presence. But in the core, you loved without fear." Elias didn't deny it. "I stopped being afraid of a lot of things." Serena stepped closer, her glow touching his shoulder like warm starlight. "Good," she whispered, "because I feel the same." The stars outside seemed to shimmer more brightly, and in the calm that followed the rift's storm, Elias finally understood. Humanity's strength wasn't in technology or weapons, it was in courage, in connection, in the willingness to love with open clarity, even in the darkest silence.